Sometimes in life, there comes a moment when everything around you starts to behave strangely. Events become too precise, people show up for a reason, and your inner sense tells you something is changing. And it's not just the world that's changing, I am. This video is for those who feel they're standing on the threshold of something greater. For those who, perhaps, are being chosen by the universe itself. Today we'll talk about the signs of transitioning to a higher level of consciousness, about what stands behind these changes from the perspective of psychology and deep spirituality, and what to do if you've begun to feel a calling you simply cannot ignore. 1. The inner feeling that the old no longer works. Have you noticed that familiar activities no longer bring joy? That people who used to be close now feel distant? That your job, dreams, values no longer feel like yours? This is the first sign. When your inner self is ready to rise to a new level, the psyche starts dismantling old structures. This isn't a crisis, it's a deep inventory of the soul. Psychology calls it personality restructuring. Esotericism calls it the rebirth of consciousness. Jung called it individuation. Do you feel this now? Write in the comments. What in your life has stopped working? 2. Coincidences become too precise, synchronicities. When you move toward your higher path, the universe starts highlighting your way. You meet the right people. You hear phrases that feel spoken directly to you. Numbers repeat. Images from your mind show up in reality. Psychology sees it as heightened sensitivity to patterns. Spiritual traditions see it as meaningful coincidences that are never random. Jung called it synchronicity. The moment when your inner world begins reflecting in the outer world. Has this happened to you? Share. What synchronicity happened to you recently? 3. Strengthening intuition and the inner voice. You begin to feel much more deeply. You don't know how, but you just know you should take a step, or step back, or that the person in front of you isn't who they pretend to be. The psyche opens subconscious channels, the soul, energetic ones. You've learned to hear what was once drowned out by the noise of the world. That's how the transition begins. If you've noticed this, tell yourself, I am awakening. 4. A sense of loneliness before a new stage. Before the next level comes, loneliness appears. As if the world has stepped back, people stopped understanding you, and you were left alone with yourself. This is not punishment, it's preparation. When consciousness expands, old connections weaken, not because you've lost someone, but because you're rising above what used to hold you. Esotericists call it cutting off unnecessary energetic flows. Psychology calls it a personality transition into a new phase. If you feel lonely now, you're on the right path. Write in the comments, have people stopped understanding you too? 5. The world starts to break. Crises, losses, redirections. Yes, it's unpleasant, but the universe rarely speaks softly. It doesn't whisper, it pushes. Work collapses, plans fall apart, relationships end. You lose what you used to cling to. But the reason is simple. You cannot take the old with you to the place you're meant to go. This is not the destruction of your life. It's the clearing of space. If you're going through a crisis, ask yourself, what part of me must die for the new to be born? 6. Shift in energy. What once scared you no longer does. You notice your fears losing power. What once felt overwhelming now seems small. You feel a strange calm, even if you don't know what lies ahead. This is a sign. Consciousness is expanding. Inner strength is awakening. You no longer react automatically. You choose consciously. That is the new level. 7. A strong pull toward knowledge, spirituality, self-analysis. Suddenly you start seeking answers in videos, books, symbols, meditations, mysticism, psychology. This isn't curiosity, it's a calling. Your mind is expanding, requesting new information as if preparing for a role you don't understand. If you're watching this video, that alone is a sign. You're being drawn to where your soul can grow. 8. A sense of mission, even if you don't know what it is yet. You feel you're meant to do something, that your life isn't accidental, that there's a path only you can walk, but it's still hidden. This feeling isn't fantasy, it's the call of purpose. Psychology calls it intrinsic motivation. Esotericism, the mission of the soul. Jung called it the calling to individuation. If you feel the quiet voice saying, "I'm not here by accident," listen to it. 9. You become more sensitive to the energy of people and places. You instantly sense dishonesty. You feel drained after toxic interactions. You discern intentions. You intuitively avoid those who aren't aligned with you. This isn't paranoia. It's refined perception. You're beginning to hear energy. This is one of the clearest signs you've risen above your former level. 10. You feel a sense of inner awakening, as if something inside has finally aligned, as if you're remembering something you once knew but forgot. It's a quiet but powerful realization. I am becoming who I was meant to be. When you reach this point, the universe truly chooses you, because now you are ready. If at least 3 signs match, your transition has already begun. If 5 match, you're in the center of it. If 8 or more match, you are protected by the force guiding you forward. Write in the comments, how many signs matched you? It will help not only you, but also those who read your words. You never walk the path alone. It only seems that way sometimes.